In this data set, we're going to look at how you can manage artificial lights. Photometric, they let us recreate the real-life condition of lighting. This can be useful in rendering, but we'll look at how you manage their placement and turning them on and off. We'll see that there's technology available that let us see illumination on surfaces and produce output in plan form that will let us convey to others whether or not we meet with certain standards, say for specific tasks where we have light levels that we're trying to meet within a building. The photometric light can have parameters that let us control the angle of the light, so we can point up, point down. It also has IES files that we can choose to change the distribution from, say, a spotlight to a floodlight. And so what's interesting here is that we can try out things like, can we bounce the light off the ceiling and get adequate light on the countertops for the tasks that we have in, say, food preparation. The lighting can match the conditions in the real world because it's not just a light source, an IES file, it's a luminaire. It includes the actual physical hardware. The example we use is one component of some track lighting. I can set the time for our studies or our renderings, so I set 7 p.m. in Phoenix, Arizona, which is why we saw the moon in the sky and why we're seeing like a sunset in the distance. I also changed the floors because the materials will affect the lighting in our project, and I made a grey glass floor throughout the building. So definitely a plus that we can investigate our BIM model as we design and present this for feedback. But we also need to get to the quantitative data where we measure light levels inside the building and make sure they're suited for our tasks. And in that regard, what we can do is we can generate output in the form of plans. In this case, we'll be looking at illuminance plans. This is a simple image render to show where my artificial lights are in the building. This is the content you get by default, what's delivered, which is kind of bland and doesn't cover everything that you want. There are better examples also delivered that are a bit more refined in showing the different light levels. But important to know that we can also customize that output, which is what we'll do, so we can report exactly as we want to report on the light levels.